So today we'll be making cake pops. So for this you will need a regular box cake and just follow the directions, ingredients on the back of the box. I was able to make one cake plus a couple cupcakes. And then you want to tear apart the cake. And you can use your best tool, which is your hands, of course. And slowly add in frosting until it becomes the right consistency to start rolling the cake into balls that they stay formed. So kind of like a Play-Doh consistency. And then you want to refrigerate them for half an hour or until they're hard enough. Then we need our decorations, so Necco wafers, pink sugar, Mike and Ike's, chocolate chips, and two types of candies. I wasn't sure which size would be right, so I bought both, Reese's Pieces and peanut butter M&Ms. So here they are, and I just melted a little bit of some candy melts so I could secure the sticks into the cake pop balls. So you just want to spin the stick real quick, not to get too much on it, and then insert it. And you don't want to push the stick all the way through the other end. And here they are. So the next thing to do is to take Mike and Ike's and stick it kind of like on the side, so it kind of looks like Squidward just a little bit, but this is for the elephant's nose. And then you want to take two Mike and Ike's, preferably matching flavors, and add them for bunny ears for chapeau. And then the chocolate chips will be the kitty ears for Kuro. So you just want to add those, and then you want to refrigerate them until they're hard or put them in the freezer. And then I melted 3 different color of candy melts, black, blue, and pink. So black is for Kuro, which I am just adding it right now. And if it comes out lumpy or uneven, just use your spoon to spread it out. And while it's still wet, add 2 yellow candies. I actually thought that the Reese's Pieces were the perfect size. They weren't too big and they were a little bit flatter. So I'm using some recycled styrofoam from my laptop to put the cake pops in. Next is Mouton, which is the elephant, and it is kind of difficult to put him in there because of his nose, so I highly suggest using a spoon to spread it out and try and make it even. And while he's wet, use 2 pink Necco wafers for his ears. And now it's time for chapeau. So just dip him in pink and be careful of the ears falling. But that's okay, all I did was just add a new one and coat it. This is why it's very important to secure them and freeze them before you dip them. Spreading is preferable method for the bunny ears than dipping would be. And you have to work quickly while chapeau is still wet. You want to get out your pink sprinkles and do the right half of the cake pop, the entire cake pop. So the entire right side with the dark pink. And here they are, semi-decorated. So I just added a little of the black candy melts in a bag before I microwaved it so I can use it as a piping bag. And I'm just making Chapeau's little top hat right here on some tin foil, and I'm going to put it in the freezer so they get hard. And now it's time to decorate. So first is Kuro, and I'm going to draw his little pupils with the black. And then I'm going to draw his mouth with a little bit of white candy melts. And I thought it was lacking a little, so I took a red Mike and Ike and attached it to the bottom to represent his little outfit that he wears. I think a fruit roll-up would be adorable as well. Next is Menton. I'm adding some white stripes to his ears. And then some black for his eyes. I didn't show this, but the back of it looks really bad, so I added another wafer with some black on the back. Next is Chapeau, and I actually have 2 of them. So I'm going to add a little bit of the candy melts to attach the little top hat I made. And then I'm going to add some white around his face to make his face. And then you need to freeze it, because if you try adding black now, it'll get messed up. So after freezing it, I add the eyes, a little dot for the nose, and the stitches around his face. Then I add a little white onto his hat, and it actually made a little bunny, which I think is adorable. And then on the second chapeau, all I did was add the eyes and nose and the little white on his hat, because I think the stitches looked a little cluttered. And there we are, they are all done. This is what they all look like. I think they're totally adorable, and I am glad I made them. And here is the taste test. So here's one of them, and they smell really sweet, and they're kind of hard to eat. They're a big bite, but they're really good. And I especially love the red velvet because it isn't as sweet as the candy coating is, and I love the crunch of the pink sprinkles and the softness of the cake. So I hope you guys like this, and stay tuned for tomorrow. Bye!